Welcome to the Stats Daily Podcast. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. And I thank you guys for subscribing. We're blessed enough to have an interview with a guy that pretty much started my podcast career, man. It's got 8,500 views. How are you doing tonight, Joe?
What's up, my man? Doing good. Thanks for having me again.
Man, thanks for being on again, man. And hopefully we can beat that.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I got to put glasses on. It sucks getting old, but anyway, I got to see what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I can't see either, man. I'm just 22 and I'm already wearing glasses.
Gotcha.
But what are you up to these days?
I'm sorry?
What are you up to these days?
Oh, man. Well, my wet sea course is every time we put a course out, it's filling up. The location I do it at, unfortunately, like June, July, is packed full of Boy Scouts. And so I can't go there. So our next course is in August. I think we have like two seats left because we only can do 12 people at a time. And if you go to SpartanAmericana.com, it has all the dates and stuff on there. So if anybody's interested, check it out there. I also have a supplement line coming out, hopefully at the end of this month. It's been, good Lord, 8 months in the making. But it's for 45-year-old men and one product for women, specifically because I'm over 45. And yeah, man, just been busy doing that, and I had some classes at some gun ranges. I've got another class coming up, so just trying to stay busy, and not overwhelm myself.
Yo, let's talk a little bit about your new business, Spartan Americana Tactical Training Company.
Yeah. So I started it, I don't know, about 6 months ago, and the course is called WETSC, WETSC, Warriors Edge Training Course. And so it's a 3-day, 2-night course here in North Carolina, and it has about 20 different subject matters we go through, from carbine to pistol to apprehension avoidance to leadership to land navigation, all of that stuff, hostage survival. And long days, 14, 16-hour days, but a lot crammed into 3 days, a lot. And it's we've morphed it and refined it and morphed it and refined it, and it's it's, I got to be honest with you, man, it's a pretty damn good course. You leave with a new sense of knowledge, and confidence, I guess. So like I said, the next course is in August. So, and that's here in North Carolina.
Yeah, and you got some WETC dates coming up, and just releasing your space is limited, which is a great sign, because where it's so far out from now.
Yeah, we wanted to. What was kind of weird, man, is like you got to find that sweet spot. Like, how far out do you actually start advertising in compared to when the course is going to be run? Because if you advertise too early, people will be like, oh my God, it's May and you're advertising for a course in August, But there's a lot of people that actually do that they'll advertise their courses months and months out. So I think we just started advertising for the August course about 30 days ago. So we're just, again, we're feeling our way through this. We're new to it, but the actual product, the course, it's badass, man. I've got some really cool testimonials. If you go to SpartanAmericana.com, we've got some video on the course and testimonials, and but to the person, because we've had, here's another thing, man. It ain't just for men. Women attend this course. As a matter of fact, my board over here, we got 4 women in the next class. 4.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's not like a smoke fest, where I'm going to take these people out and just physically abuse them like some of these other courses do, and put them through like a mini SFAS or BUDS class. That's not what this is. I'm not a big fan of those courses, to be quite honest with you. And the reason I'm not is that you can't take it home with you. And what I mean by that is when you go to WETSC, you can go back and teach your wife, teach your kids what you learned. If you go to some smoke fest school, where all you're doing is getting wet and getting smoked and sandy and carrying logs around and whatnot. You're experiencing it yourself. And when it's done, it's done. And it's an accomplishment for sure. But you can't take that and go teach it to somebody else because, in my opinion, you can't. Now, I know some of these courses teach you some things and some don't, but my course is not a smoke fest. It's you're either in the classroom or you're out in the field doing it. That's it.
And what's the dates that have been released?
The August dates are, hold on one second, let me see, August 13th, 14th, and 15th.
What time does that start on August the 13th?
9 a.m. Students have to show up at 9 a.m. And the price includes lodging and food.
You can't
So,
beat that.
dude, for $1,750, where are you going to go and learn this kind of stuff for a 3-day course? I have friends of mine teaching, a 1-day, 6-hour pistol course, and they're charging, $700. And you're learning pistol. That's it. This, you're getting 20 different subject matters. So, yeah, it's as a matter of fact, I'm going through the syllabus right now. I'm changing one of the classes around a little bit. I'm going to get into wound ballistics and all kinds of things. I really get into the weeds with a lot of this stuff, the psychological and physiological, so you can understand what's going on during a high intensity situation, what happens when you get an adrenaline dump, and the physiology that takes place. I've experienced it myself, and it's debilitating. It's debilitating. And for those of you listening, thinking what's not going to happen to me, let me tell you something. One of my best friends is probably the most accomplished combat soft guys that I know. He's been in every conflict since Panama. And matter of fact, he was a guy that breached the Modelo prison when Delta went in and rescued Kurt Moose. And I've talked to him about it. And this guy's been in more gunfights than 10 people that I know. And he says the same thing. It just doesn't go away. You just learn to manage it better. You learn to manage the stress better and to break, some of the effects quicker. And we talk about all this stuff in the course.
And you also got training and shooting classes as well.
Yeah, man, we just did one at Carolina Sporting Arms. We did a how to survive a high intensity armed confrontation. That was a 4-hour course, and I've got another one coming up at another shooting range, Shooters Express, and that's going to be an M4 carbine course. Matter of fact, I'm working on the syllabus right now. So it's going to have field maintenance, choosing the proper optics, wound ballistics, shot placement, balance between speed and accuracy, the adrenaline dump, 7 fundamentals of combat marksmanship, the importance of understanding the OODA loop, color code of awareness, and then an hour on the range to do some drills. So, yeah.
You want to talk about your supplement line coming up?
Yeah. So, man, like I said, I started this a while back. It's just, dude, it took so much time. First off, I had to find a company that makes them. Obviously, I don't have the facility. So I partnered with a really big, I was surprised they actually took me on because I'm a small potato compared to some of their clients. But I got very, very lucky, got a great account representative. His name's Todd. And so we came out with 4 products for over 45 years old, a pre-workout, a multivitamin, a testosterone boost, and an immune boost. And so all of them are pretty simple to get the formulas down. That wasn't the problem. The pre-workout was the real challenge because I've been taking pre-workout stuff for years, and most of it gives me gas, or I bloat, or I crash off of it, or I get a headache. So I had to work with this company and actually learn a little bit of chemistry and figure out why it was too much of either L-arginine or whatever the case may be. Because I don't like getting the shakes and I don't like those side effects. It takes away from my workout. So we went back and forth probably, man, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, I think 4 times with the formulas where we would make something, they'd send it to me and I'm like, I'm not feeling anything. add more of this. They'd send it to me. Oop, I'm starting to feel it. Put more in. Oop, that was too much, right? Back it off a little bit. So now we're right in that sweet spot. And I took some today when I went to the gym. I love it, man. It's just the biggest thing with like pre-workout stuff. If anybody's ever taken it, a lot of them will give you a great workout, but when it starts wearing off, you crash. You feel not all of them, but a lot of them you do. And that was one of the biggest things that I didn't want to happen, is that crappy lethargic feeling when you come off of the energy boost. So mine doesn't do that. It's kind of like a plane landing. It's not like a boom. It's like that. And that's the exact feeling I wanted to get.
Yeah, man. There's definitely probiotics out there that make you feel good for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then you feel awful
Yeah.
for
And
the rest
dude,
of
I
it.
take probiotics because I got a jacked up stomach. Yeah, you got to be really careful with those things, man. And you get the cheapo ones; those they'll upset your stomach. You got to get like the 18 billion count or more, and the ones that you refrigerate. Those are the good ones. But they're expensive, man. You're looking at like $70 for a little bottle, you know. So, but the name of the supplement company is called T1 Performance Nutrition. And the website's actually getting put together as we speak. Actually, it's about done. We're just waiting for the products to go live. And yeah, man, it's that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about what I was actually taking and the chemistry behind it. It was a lot of dry reading, but I'm actually right now I'm actually researching 300 products, because our next line is going to be for youth athletes. So I've got all my notes and stuff right here. I've got about 300 different products, and I look and see what's in them, and I look at and see like how they're doing, and then I'm going to come up with my own formula as well for youth athletes.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Definitely wish it was around when I was playing basketball.
Yeah, dude, a lot of these companies, they just have cookie cutter stuff. Like, it's just for anybody. But the fact of the matter is, and this is fact, you can pull it up, somebody your age, what you need for vitamins and nutrition is not what I need at my age. The nutritional requirements change, and as well as the physiology in your body as you get older. And that's why these supplements are so cool, because they're geared just for an age group, right? 45 and above. If you're 30, there's better products out there. You know what I mean? These are geared specifically for 45 years and older. So, yep.
Yeah, and Facebook has censored you and hacked your Facebook page with over 130,000 followers. And but you do have a YouTube channel, a Parlor, a MeWe, and a
Yeah.
Gab. And all the links will be in the description, by the way. So if you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
follow him on any
Dude,
of them, just click
yeah,
on the link.
I'll be honest with you. I made a Facebook, bless their hearts, man. I'm not a big fan, but I made a comment, a very respectful comment about Coca-Cola's stance on what they're telling their employees. I don't know if you saw all of that, but
Oh, Lee
anyway,
Less White?
yes. And I put it on my page and I said, "Hey, folks, what do y'all think about this?" The next day, they didn't even contact me. The next day, which I'll be honest with you, man, I'm not a fan of Facebook. I'm just not. I'm not a fan of their policies. I'm not a fan of their political views. And I take offense to what Coca-Cola did. I won't drink another Coke product. I don't care if I was dying in the desert. I'm not going to drink one. I find that offensive, and I do find it racist. Okay, that is, you talk about racism. That be less white. What if that's not a racist comment? What is? That's about as racist as you can get. So anyway, yeah. So it's all good, man. But I do have a page. It's just my personal page. The page they shut down was my professional page. My fan page. And but it's all good, dude. You know, things happen for a reason. It's not going to affect my income. It's not going to affect anything. To be quite honest with you, it was a huge monkey off my back. I was like, you know what? I didn't have the balls to shut it down myself. I'm like, good. You know what? I'm glad you did it, and good riddance. And so, but yeah, be careful what you put on Facebook, guys. They're watching.
Oh yeah, they've definitely fact checked me a bunch of times because I'm pro Trump.
Sure. Yeah, and you know, it's disgusting. They're, in my opinion, they're violating my First Amendment rights. I've never put anything on Facebook that was even slightly racist or slighted to any side. I've never I've never, threatened anyone. My posts have been very professional and very right in the middle. And I always said, hey, what do you think? That's what it's for. You know, what do you all think? And they didn't like it. So whatever. It's all good.
Yeah, your links will be in the description so everybody can subscribe to your YouTube and follow you on Parler and
Gotcha.
all the rest of your social media sites and
Yeah.
stuff. And you be
Thanks,
putting
man.
some good, great stuff on YouTube, man. Everyone should definitely subscribe to it. It's free.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I try to, if you go to T1 Performance Nutrition, I think I've got over, I don't even know, 120 videos on there. And they're very short. I don't do long videos, man. Like some of these guys, they've got 34. Nobody's got time for that crap. My videos are, like when I do product reviews and stuff, they may be at the max 8 minutes long. At the max. Normally they're very short, just right to the point. I don't like long product review stuff. I'll get right to the point and tell you what I think about it, and that's it.
Yeah. And one of my buddies that watched our last interviews, name is Mark. He said he wanted to told me next time that I interviewed you that he said, hey.
Oh, okay. Hey, man.
Yeah, he's a
That's
big
funny.
fan of yours. He watched our interview and stuff.
Oh,
And he
that's
watched
funny.
you on Dual Survival.
Dude, they still show that damn show on TV to this day. As a matter of fact, I think on Memorial Day weekend, they had my phone was just blowing. Hey, you're on TV. You're on, like, I think they had a marathon on where they had like back to back to back episodes. And yeah, they're still showing it. It's on Discovery Plus. I think it's on Hulu, so they're still
Roku
getting a lot of
channel.
traction. What's
Yeah,
that?
man. It's on Roku channel as well. It's on
Yeah, Roku too. Yeah, exactly. So good on them. They're making money hand over fist with it. So, but yeah, funny
Speaking of
stuff.
that show, I just want to ask you one question about the show.
Sure.
It's
Yeah,
when
man.
you had one bullet left and you killed that deer, man. That was amazing. I bet you was like really nervous during that moment.
That was in New Zealand on the South Island. And here's something that very, very few people know. It took about 52 hours from the time, because I always used to time how long it takes to get the places. It was really real. Anyway, it took 52 hours to get from when I left my house to go to the airport to land on the South Island, because you had to fly out of the United States. And I can't remember where we flew to. And then we flew to Auckland. And from Auckland, we got on another plane, flew to the South Island, landed at Christchurch, and got on a puddle jump or a biplane. Because the only way you get into those austere areas is either by helicopter, plane, or boat. There's no roads at all. Unknown to me, when I left, I'll back up. When I got there, I turned my phone on. I'm like, I wonder if I got a signal. And my phone had a bunch of messages from my cousin. I'm like, why is my cousin calling me? Well, long story short, the day I left, my father passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, and I didn't even know it until I got there. And the thing that really sucked was when I called back, he's like, your father's funeral's tomorrow. Where are you? And I said, you're not going to believe this, but I am literally on the other side of the world. I said, I can't get back for 2 days if I had to. So anyway, I missed my father's funeral, and I still shot the show. What else was I going to do? And I thought about it, and my father, if he had been alive, he would have said to me, you can cry later and, finish the job. That's when my father was. He'd be like, go to work. you know. So I did. I couldn't have got back for the funeral. He's like, Joe, family are in from out of town. What do you want me to do? And like, have the funeral, just tell them where I'm at and why I can't be there. But it was very difficult. It was a very, very difficult episode to shoot. I had to really focus. But yeah, one round I had a Remington 700 BDL 7mm Magnum, and I had one round, and the shot wasn't far, but the brush was like this. It was so thick, and anybody knows anything about shooting, you know, you just hit a twig or something, and you're not going to hit. And I picked this tiny little spot, and I saw the stag run by, and then Matt called, and it turned around, and it was in between these two trees. And as soon as I saw its chest, I pumped off a round, and believe it or not, I actually got a scope cut from it because my jacket was moist and that rifle was really light. And the 7mm Magnum has a pretty good bite recoil. So the scope actually nicked me on my nose, but I got it. Heart shot. It literally, I thought I missed. All I saw was this thing jump straight up in the air and it disappeared. I'm like, oh shit. But it actually jumped up in the air and it landed right next to this log, but I couldn't see it. So the cameraman's like, did you get it? I'm like, I think I missed. He's like, you're kidding me. I said, man, I was looking through my scope and I said, I don't see it. But when we got up there, it was laying there. So, but yeah, that was a rough episode to shoot.
Yeah. And that's all the questions I got for you. If you want to talk about your what you got upcoming and your classes for Spartan Americana, and
yeah, like I said, we've got one class coming up in August 13, 14, 15. I think we've got 2 seats left. Yeah, because I can only do 12 people because of the lodging situation, and it keeps the class very intimate. So if you're interested in going, just go to SpartanAmericana.com and you can sign up right there. You know, I literally tell people when they show up, if you don't get more than a handful of gold nuggets out of this course, I will refund your money back. But ain't a single person that's been to it. We've ran numerous courses. Not a single person has ever even come close to saying something like that. So crazy times we're living in, and this hits on a lot of different subject matter, a lot. I'll teach you how to get out of flex cuffs, how to get out of tape, rope, apprehension avoidance, hostage survival, again, pistol, carbine, and we use airsoft guns. And the reason we use that is one, ammunition is expensive, and the guns are made out of metal. They're basically mil spec guns. They look just like the real ones. They feel just like the real ones. And you can get a lot of training value out of airsoft guns, and you will shoot a lot. I think the last class, there was 12. Yeah, we had 12 people. I think we went through 8,000 rounds between 12 people. So that's a lot of shooting. You know, that's a lot of shooting, quality shooting. But yeah, man, that's about it. Just focusing on that and my supplement line, and you know, hopefully it will take off. And the next line will be for youth athletes, and that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and what day is your this is the last thing. So when is your you got shooting training, right? You got a class coming up for that?
Yeah, I do. It is at a place called Shooters Express, and it is, oh boy, what are the dates here? Let me see here real quick. It is Shooters Express, August 28th. August 28th. So if you're in North Carolina, go to Shooters Express. And it starts at 1. I'm going to be there at 11 though, because they're trying to invite a whole bunch of people to go. And but yeah, it's a carbine course. It'll be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, man. And like I said, every his link to his social media and everything will be in the description. I want to thank Joe for doing the interview. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. Y'all have a good night, and God bless.
Thanks, brother.
No problem, man. Thank you.
See you, man.